Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now February 10th of 2022, and ever since the very end of the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 7, a lot of Star Wars fans have had a lot of mixed reactions on the season finale for that show that ended all by Robert Rodriguez. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So what's even all the more exciting right now is that we have a lot of Star Wars TV shows that are in the pipeline by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni that far outweigh of what Kathleen Kennedy is currently working on. And we're going to get to that in just a second. That is a little unfortunate. We'll get to that in just a minute. Now, the thing about Jon and Dave is that what they are crafting is that they are taking a lot of things from Star Wars Legends and combining it with the Disney canon in a very unique way as possible. Now, one thing that they are doing with, of course, Luke Skywalker for the Mandoverse is by giving him a lot of great things from Legends, such as the Jedi Temple on Yavin 4, as well as getting the Jedi Temple from The Last Jedi, and even an ancient Jedi Temple that's set to appear in the new Star Wars universe, giving him a total of 3 temples in the Mandoverse. Now, to me, it may seem a little extreme, a little out of place there, but I kind of like the fact that they are going to be giving Luke Skywalker all these different temples to actually pretty much own and actually, investigate and really kind of learn more about the ways of the Jedi from the prequel trilogy era to the ancient times, and building his own Jedi Temple that we witnessed in the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 6 that rolls into The Last Jedi's temple. So on top of all of this, what's even all the more intriguing has everything to do with exactly what's going on behind the scenes with Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. Now, we already know that she's been having a lot of problems with the Acolyte TV series. However, there is one thing that spells a recipe for disaster when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy specifically. Now, with the Book of Boba Fett season finale now out on Disney+, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are getting ready to end filming for The Mandalorian Season 3. They are already preparing to also begin filming for the Ahsoka Tano series by this April, as many of the sets have already been completed. However, in a recent interview with a Lucasfilm spokesperson, she went on to reveal some rather unfortunate news for those that dislike Kathleen Kennedy's direction of Star Wars. She went on to state that, "What I can say is that Kathy was discussing a brand new project with Disney for years to make it into a reality, and it was in a state of limbo for almost a year now, up until recently. As you know, Kathleen Kennedy created the High Republic era as she believes in changing the Star Wars universe for new fans and newcomers to the Star Wars franchise. She's been in multiple conversations with Disney about this now for the past number of weeks and kept on pushing and pushing for a new series that would explore the High Republic timeline. All I can say is that this does not involve the Acolyte series, and that this is going to be yet another big project for Kathleen Kennedy to have creative input over with some talented writers." So this is actually something extremely unfortunate, because not only were a lot of fans not looking forward to the Acolyte series, by contract, Kathleen Kennedy was able to greenlight a second Star Wars TV show that is going to take place within the High Republic era. And we're going to go into details of exactly why she was able to do this. Now, this is the mystery project that is going to be filmed sometime this year. So, separate from all of this and what the Lucasfilm spokesperson said, this all alludes to what recently happened during this week, where Kathleen Kennedy was demanding for Disney's higher-ups to greenlight her High Republic project that would be considered separate from the Acolyte series, however would take place in the High Republic era. Now, it's described that by contract, Kathleen Kennedy was surprisingly able to explore the 2 projects that were greenlit before 2020, one of which was The Acolyte, which is in production right now, and the other of which is currently codenamed Vortex. Star Wars Vortex is said to be a Kathleen Kennedy TV project that will explore the High Republic with a group of teens such as Padawans in the Star Wars world. This new series is best described to be Kathleen Kennedy's last and final project that she will have creative control over, given the circumstances and how Kennedy won her battle to greenlight this series. Now, the show is best described as Stranger Things in space, and will revolve around kids who explore the Star Wars galaxy. This is also going to be a show that is all going to feature Padawans and will heavily promote diversity and real-world issues in the show. Kathleen Kennedy spent many months battling with Disney's higher-ups to greenlight this project, and the only reason they were forced to do so is because it was Kennedy's contract that any project before 2020 under her that was in the cards, and ones that involved the High Republic that were pitched and created at the end of 2019 can move into production. Of course, there are many other projects that Kathleen Kennedy had in the cards in 2020 that eventually got canceled or are getting canceled by Bob Chapek as we speak. However, this one they had no control over from preventing this from happening. Now, this is something that's very important that I think a lot of fans absolutely need to know, that really kind of gives you a better sense of what's going on here. Now, this, of course, is what we talked about lightly about 6, maybe 7 months ago, that there was a project that was going to be based in the High Republic era that would explore these Padawans exploring the galaxy. That's pretty much that we all knew about it. There was nothing more to it than that. Now, they're making it pretty much clear that this is going to essentially be a TV show that will explore Padawans, roughly teenagers or preteens, exploring the entire galaxy. It's going to be a show in the High Republic at a different point in time than the Acolyte that's going to be used to promote diversity, real-world issues, and all these different things. And I think that this is the same exact drill as the Acolyte TV show. It's the same exact drill. There's nothing different about it. This is going to be a soulless Star Wars project, in my opinion. It's not that, I'm trying to shy people away from watching High Republic content, because if you guys like that stuff, that's fine. But what we already know about the Acolyte TV show is a prime example of what's going to be done with this show. And this is thankfully the last project that Kathleen Kennedy is able to greenlight by contract, because it is, of course, one of the 2 projects that were actually in the cards just before 2020 came into the reality. So anything that was actually, in the cards at the very end of 2019, Kathleen Kennedy was able to greenlight. Now, the majority of her projects were actually created in the first to second quarter of 2020. A lot of those are canceled already or are in the process of getting canceled by Bob Chapek. And this one in particular, alright, I've been saying this time and time again, that the High Republic is not all that respected. Sure, it has a following, it has some fans that are devoted to it, and that's fine. Listen, some of you guys out there might like it, and that's perfectly fine and okay. Don't be, held back from talking about your opinions below in the comments. But one thing about this that just seems so off is how they are taking a formula of what was done in Stranger Things, and they're throwing that into Star Wars. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this at all. It sounds like it's not going to work well by mixing together 2 different tones. Some of you guys might like this on paper, the way that it sounds, Stranger Things in space, what's not to like? Well, I, however, think that mixing 2 different tones from 2 different franchises is not going to work in the long run. At least something like this in the High Republic era. And especially a TV show that is primarily going to be about, Padawans, and specifically Padawans that will be created by both Kathleen Kennedy and new, quote-unquote, talented creators, according to the Lucasfilm spokesperson, and what that's really going to entail for the new TV show. So, I really am very interested to see what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.